Us baseball fans are about to enter one of the craziest weeks of any Major League Baseball season, the trade deadline season, and the White Sox, they might have just confirmed that they're about to trade Garrett Crochet. Mike Trout's return to baseball lasted all of like 2 seconds. He had to leave his rehab game after 2 innings. Aaron Boone, he sent out one of the worst lineups I've seen all year. That resulted in Aaron Judge getting walked 4 times, but it might have been on purpose. And Paul Skenes, the kid just threw a no-hitter, kind of. Like, I'm lying, but also I'm not. It was a fake no-hitter, but he did just throw 9 innings of no-hit baseball. So we're going to talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We post these every single day, so stick around and hit that subscribe button. And also, don't forget, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And if you like daily fantasy baseball or any other fantasy sports, use code Fuzzy on Underdog Fantasy. New users get a $250 bonus cash credit and a free pick'em. Today is Aaron Judge. Man, yesterday was not a fun day for Mariners fans. J-Rod is in fact heading to the IL after turning his ankle at the wall trying to make a fantastic grab. Kind of the worst timing ever because he was finally starting to look like J-Rod. His previous 13 games, he hit .425 with 4 home runs, playing Gold Glove defense. He was great on the bases, but now he's probably going to be missing anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. And to make matters worse, the Mariners literally handed the Angels a W on a silver platter, and I felt terrible for Logan Gilbert because that was the first base hit for the Halos all game. It took them almost 5 innings to find a hole, make it back-to-back base hits. The Angels, they're not waiting around. They're jumping on pitches now. And here we go with the errors. Josh Rojas, yeah, that's not a great throw. Tyler Locklear, he couldn't dig it at first base. And I don't know what happened, but Gilbert just lost all of his command. Maybe he was upset. He walks Moniak on 4 pitches, so a run scores instead of it being bases loaded, 1 out. Zach Neto, he laid down a squeeze, and Gilbert airmailed it, even though he got there in time. 1 scores on the errant throw, and then a second scores because Brandon Drury, there was obstruction called at third base. Rojas, he kind of ran into Drury, and it got even worse as Luis Rengifo plates Moniak and Neto. So it's now 5-0 for Jose Soriano, who was brilliant again. He almost went 8 innings, allowing just 1 run on 3 base hits. He had 5 strikeouts. Again, the Angels, they hand Seattle an awful loss. The Angels hand Seattle an awful loss, and Mariners fans, they're just crossing their fingers that the A's can clutch up against the Astros. Now, before we show the Astros and A's game, Mike Trout, he was taken out after 2 innings. I was hoping it was dehydration or something like that. It was soreness in his surgically repaired knee. He's basically missed 3 months. His last game was on April 29th, and a lot of people are comparing him to Ken Griffey Jr., who probably would have had 700 home runs, 3,000 base hits, had he essentially not lost the second half of his prime due to injury after injury, surgery after surgery. Let's all have a prayer circle around Mike Trout. I need Mike Trout to go off over these next 5 or 6 years. Please stay healthy. Baseball gods, stop it. All right, here we go. Houston versus Oakland. Yainer Diaz, he's going to put the Astros up by 1 after skying a sac fly to Lawrence Butler. Just kidding. You can't outrun the law. Lawrence Butler, his monster day started with an outfield assist from deep right, and moments later, now he's motoring around the bases for a triple. This kid can do no wrong lately. Neither can Brent Rooker. Brent is a legit top 10 hitter in baseball. Lawrence Butler, he's impressed. He's like, just, yeah, you're him. You're him. He's hitting .291, talking about Brent Rooker, .291 with 23 home runs and a near 170 OPS plus. Lawrence, he's halfway to the cycle now. The 2 hardest parts are out the way. His 10th home run came right before Seth Brown tagged another one. So Seth had 25 home runs back in 2022. I'm hoping that the pop comes back. The A's, they're home run happy. Zach Geloff went to the bleachers. Back-to-back home runs courtesy of Brown and Geloff. Geloff has now played 150 big league games. He's got 29 doubles, 27 home runs, 26 stolen bases. The A's have some studs in that lineup, and they're all young. Lawrence Butler is now a single away from the cycle. He doubled in a run right there. We're going to skip to his next at-bat. Well, we do have to show Shea Langoliers, a.k.a. Shea Bangoliers, roping a solo home run. That's the 5th home run of the game for the A's. Cowards! They walked Lawrence on 5 pitches. I don't think there was one hittable pitch in this at-bat. Just unreal. Give him a pitch to hit. You're down by a bajillion. Regardless, the A's do win. Jeremy Pena, he did launch a solo home run before it was over, but the A's win easy. Butler, by the way, is hitting .417 with 8 home runs and 24 RBIs with the 1420 OPS this month. One of the best Julys we've ever seen by a rookie. Texas, they can get within striking distance. Now, Garrett Crochet is on the bump, so it's not going to be easy, but Texas, they've been feeling themselves themselves over the last week, or maybe they're just facing the White Sox. Either way, Adolis Garcia, he scores Grossman on an RBI knock the other way, and then they got a second run on a double steal. Adolis, he broke for second base. The throw went through. They didn't get any outs. That's White Sox baseball right there. Josh Smith, he's given a stolen base of home, and now it's time to ask a question. Crochet, he was only allowed to go 4 innings. He punched out 7. Does this mean that Garrett is about to get traded? Because why would he get taken out after 70-something pitches? Maybe it's because his highest inning count as a pro was 54 innings back in 2021, so they're just trying to save his arm. I don't know, but I feel like a trade is about to happen. Hold on, I gotta check my eyes. Derek Jeter, is that you? Jonathan Ornelas, he brought us back to 2008 when Jeter made that Jeter throw. That insane web gem helped John Gray go 7 2/3. His health is huge for the Rangers. They need him to stay off the shelf. Josh Smith, he clutched up with the big-time lefty-lefty RBI double, and it's big because this would have tied it. Texas, they wanted to rest Kirby Yates, but he had to come in and save them after that Benintendi home run. So Kirby, he got 2 consecutive outs. He has 18 saves. The Rangers have won 3 games in a row, and because the Mariners and the Astros both lost, the Rangers are 3 games back in first place. This makes me so happy. I am an investor in Gavin Lux rookie cards and prospect cards. There he is ripping a 2-run double to bring home Freddie and Teoscar Hernandez. Gavin is white hot. He has 5 extra base hits his last 4 games. But aside from Lawrence Butler, maybe this guy is the hottest man in baseball. Rookie Tyler Fitzgerald just did something that no Giant has done since Barry freaking Bonds. He just hit a home run in 5 consecutive games. And by the way, again, he's a rookie while also being top 2% in speed. So when you can hit a home run in 5 consecutive games, you're that fast, you're just a cheat code. So it's 2-1 LA. Ohtani, he's coming up after striking out 2 times already, but he's got a short memory. He laces a double down the line on a pretty good pitch, might I add. That's a ball for like 99% of hitters, but that's Shohei for you. So a 2-run double. Now he gets a big 3 RBI day. He line one to center. Pages, he scores easy. LA, they take it, but not before Fitzgerald drove in another run. Evan Phillips, he had to come in and save the day for Alex Vesia. He now has 15 saves, talking about Evan Phillips. The Dodgers have won 5 games in a row. They're 61-41, and we can't move on until we tip our cap to rookie Landon Knack, who struck out 6 over 5 innings, only allowed 2 base hits, the 1 home run to Fitzgerald. The LA rookie pitchers have been carrying this year. All right, we got to see that Paul Skenes fake no-hitter. What am I talking about? Well, Paul, he ended the first inning with a strikeout, so dating back to his last start, that's 8 consecutive no-hit innings, and then Newbar, he grounds out in the second, so 9 straight innings without a base hit. Again, it's a fake no-hitter, but he did just go 9 innings without allowing a hit, so yeah, a fake no-no. Here's a fun little milestone. Big Lance Lynn now has 2,000 strikeouts for his career. He is 141-99 with that many strikeouts. Like, he's never going to make the Hall of Fame, but that's a very, very good career. He also won a World Series. Lynn and Skenes, they were matching each other pitch for pitch when Arenado, he squared up an inside slider. That ball's gone. Nolan is now hitting .295 with 4 home runs over the last month, so he's trying to get that power back. Skenes, he got angry. He punched out the next 3 guys that he faced. Nootbaar, Goldie, Gorman, all down swinging. So we're going to skip to the 8th. It's still 1-0 St. Louis. Skenes, he's still out there. He strikes out Nootbaar and Goldie again. So that's 8 strikeouts over 8 innings. He gets Gorman to fly out for that final out in the 8th. This is his longest start as a big leaguer. The Pirates, they got blessed as Michael Ciani, who was an absolute vacuum out there, he missed the scoop, and O'Neal Cruz, he flies in a second. Nicky G, he clutched up. Skenes is no longer in line for the L because it's 1-1. And I guess he's in line for the L again because he tried to go 9, but Alec Burleson, he did his thing. He's been ultra hot for the last month and a half, 2 months, whatever it's been. He reclaimed their lead on a rocket single, and Helsley, his 33rd save, seals Paul Skenes' first ever MLB loss. But hey, being 6-1 with a 1.91 ERA and 11.7 strikeouts per 9 over your first, 12 starts, that's mythical. So we have one more low-scoring game between 2 NL Central teams. And remember, the Cubs, they're on the clock according to their GM. If they don't turn it around this week, things are changing. Wait, hold up. Colin Ray had 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. I would like to call this start effectively wild because he needed 93 pitches to get through 5. But again, 8 strikeouts. He was really, really good. A lot of strikeouts and a lot of pitches. All right, here we go. The Brewers, they're now threatening. Garrett Mitchell can fly. He's at third base. William Contreras, he made Morel go to his left. And Look at Morel. He makes the 360 no-scope, a silent shot throw to home plate. I know some of you out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. What a play. That keeps it scoreless. Taillon, he got some help again. We're in the 8th now. Jackson Chourio, he got Jake Bauers to third base. But Chourio, he ran into an out at second base, which is big for Jamison, who went 7 1/3. They deployed the strikeout machine, Julian Merriweather, to try and save the day. Bryce Terang, he's too clutch. He gets it done with 2 strikes. And, wait, hold up. Milwaukee, they're folding. Nico, that's a base hit. Ian Happ, that's a base hit as well. Christopher Morel, he just took a walk, so the bases are loaded. 2 outs. In steps David Bodie, the pinch hitter, who's got some pop, and he just missed it. A sigh of relief. Milwaukee fans, they can breathe a little bit easier. Trevor McGill, his 20th save ends it, and that was a fun game. A lot of people wrote off the Brewers before the season after they lost Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff, but they're 15 games over 500 now. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I was at a screening for Deadpool versus Wolverine, so I did not get to watch my Guardians. If we lose again to the Tigers, this recap is ending early. I am going away. Steven, thank you, buddy. That's his 10th home run of the year. He had 11 home runs his first 2 seasons combined. Oh, God, no. Is that leaving? Wencel Perez, he might have just ended the recap early. Just kidding. Big Christmas. He tied it. That's maybe my new favorite nickname in all of baseball. Jhonkensy Noel, because his last name is Noel. He enjoyed that one. I mean, wow. J-Ram, bless you and your future kin. Jose now has 24 home runs, 84 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. He is a fantasy god. The fact that he has those stats despite it not being August is wild. Angel Martinez, he had a big sac fly to make it 4-2, and I cannot believe that they pitched to Jose again. It's 5-2. Those 4th and 5th runs ended up being massive because Jake Rogers, I should say, he made it 5-3 with a sac fly of his own. Not gonna lie, I thought that was leaving. It was scary. And what is going on? The Tigers, they're only down 1 now because McKinstry, he scored on the botched pickoff move. But Class A, you sweet prince, thank you very much. His 30th save of the year. He's 26 years old. He already has 140 saves. Guardians are 20 games over 500 again for like the 5th time this year. They go on a run and then they lose a bit and then they go on a run and then they lose. They're a weird team. We'll talk about Aaron Judge getting walked 4 times after we show the Royals and Twins games, because anytime we talk Cleveland, we got to talk about KC and Minnesota. Gabriel Moreno's hit by pitch in the last game almost made things spicy, but he got his revenge with a 2-run single in the 1st inning. Renfroe made a nice leap, and I guess Alec Marsh is not a reliever anymore. Bobby Witt Jr., my pacing is a little weird for this game, sorry. Let me slow down a little bit. Bobby Witt Jr., this was his lone base hit of the game. He ended his 4-game streak where he had 3 base hits in the last 4. I wish that he could have gone 5. That was all that Jordan Montgomery allowed. Wait, who? J-Mo? Jordan Montgomery? He wasn't awful. We'll talk about him in a second because now we have some controversy. Ketel Marte, he jolted a pitch very far. He's rounding the bases, but everyone's like, wasn't that a foul ball? It deflected off the foul pole, so that is Marte's 21st. Now here's Jordan Montgomery. He's out after an easy 1-2-3 5th inning. All 3 outs were on weak contact, and that is when Jordan is at his best. That was his first start off the IL. Please keep this up. What was that throw? Freddie Fermin, he got the red on his throwing meter. He threw into the center fielder. And now we have some more controversy because I guess you can't have a gray glove if you're wearing a gray jersey. Not enough contrast. Now, nothing came of that, but I did want to show it because that doesn't happen very often. Arizona wins their 52nd game, which is big if you're a Red Sox fan. Now, don't forget Boston. They're fighting with the Royals and the Twins for that final wildcard spot, so we'll talk Boston in just a moment. Holy pitchers duel. Zach Wheeler and Simeon Woods Richardson, they were sensational. Check out Santana stealing extra bases and landing on the bag for a double play. The other first baseman, Bryce Harper, I don't know who he was playing rock, paper, scissors with. I don't know if he won round 1 or what, but I thought that was funny. Nick Castellanos, that's a nice little sliding grab in right field. Same for my friend Bryson Stott. He takes such great routes at second. He cuts off almost everything in the gap. And like I said earlier, Wheeler and Woods Richardson, they cooked. They both carved for 6 shutout with a few strikeouts each. And look at how Simeon's night ended. This is a seed from Matt Wallner in left field to nab Trey Turner of all people. Simeon, he's fired up. Now, the only problem is the Phillies, they've won 25 games in a row when their starting pitcher went 7 innings. Wheeler went 7 scoreless with 7 strikeouts, just 3 base hits. His back is finally looking healthy. So naturally, if Wheeler went 7, Philly's going to win the game, right? Yep, Marsh, he skied a sac fly, in scores Bryce Harper, and Nicky Two Bags, he had a 2-bag, 2-run double. He hits the shimmy at second base, and that pretty much seals up this game. Matt Strahm here in his first save of the year. Honest question, between the Twins and the Royals, they're both 5 games back. Who's going to win the AL Central? those teams are going to storm back? Or do you think that the Guardians, because of their hot start, just have a lot more room for error because they were that good that early? Another question for you guys. Who is going to win the AL East? It doesn't seem like Aaron Boone wanted to win yesterday. Look at this lineup card. One of the worst Yankee lineups I've ever seen, and maybe it was on purpose because John Boy, he pointed out it might have been on purpose. Joe Torre, once upon a time, put out a trash can lineup because he wanted to prove a point like, hey, we're not good enough. And days later, Hal Steinbrenner, he made a trade. Just weird timing because they were going up against Sevi, and Sevi called them out for only having 2 good hitters, and Glaber, he took that personally. He's batting .300 over his last 17 games. Ouchie, that is a painful way to get an RBI. Francisco Lindor, he's hit with the bases loaded. And apparently, this is happy Jeff McNeil. Lindor even said that Jeff has been a happier person lately, and he likes happy Jeff. He should, because happy Jeff now has 4 home runs in 5 second-half games. He had 4 home runs in 88 first-half games. Verdugo, he laced one to the former Yankee, Harrison Bader, so it's 3-2. This game's about to get crazy. Soto, he swung with all of his might, and he's holding his right hand. I'm praying to the baseball gods that it's not a handmade bone thing. He strikes out, and then Judge, he got walked for the 4th time. JD Davis was behind Judge, so of course you're going to walk him. Now in steps Ben Rice. Did he get it? Did he get it? It ran out of gas at the track. Volpe, he grounds out to end the threat, and Jake Diekman, he's out for the save. He walked Soto. Then they didn't walk Aaron Judge. I guess it was the right move because he got a painted fastball to go for strike 3. Rice, he grounds out. That's the 4th save of the year for Jake Diekman. I think the Mets are now perfect against the Yankees this year. They're 3-0. Everyone in the Bronx now has their Marlins caps on because they're taking on the Orioles. So it's 1-0 Baltimore. Jordan Westburg, his 2-out single gave them an early lead. Hey now, Jesus Sanchez, he tied it 430 feet. He has 10 home runs over his last 143 at-bats, which is a very good pace. Miami, they just stole the lead. Nick Gordon and Jazz Chisholm Jr., they added 3. Jazz, he knocked in 2 right after Nick's single. Jazz, he turned on the turbos to get in for a hustle 2-run double. The kid is so electric. Please get him on a playoff team. Jazz, he's playing center in this one, not second. I only know that because O'Hearn, that's an RBI single. It's 4-2 Miami. Colton, he's on a mad dash to first base. He beats out the throw, so that's an RBI infield single. Mountcastle with another base hit for Baltimore, and Colton, he's going to try for third with 2 outs. Jazz says, no, do not pass go, and you cannot make the final out at third. You have to remember that Jazz has a cannon attached to his arm. Got to be smarter than that. This play kind of summed up the game for Baltimore. Mateo, he's out after the collision. I'm praying that he's going to be okay. Miami scored a few more on some sac flies, and the former Oriole Tanner Scott, he got a 17 save. Tanner Scott is as lethal as it gets out the pen. So the only top dog AL East team that won yesterday was the Red Sox. But real quick, check this out. That is Chris Bryant live in the flesh making a sliding play in right field. I know I've said this in a few other recaps, but that is enough to make a grown man cry. Please stay healthy, Chris Bryant. Maybe he gets traded as well. Who knows? Moments later, Rafael Devers and Tyler O'Neill put this game way out of reach. Devers has 241 doubles and 195 home runs already. He's just 27 years old. Tyler O'Neill, he's going to get a bag 440 feet to dead center, his 19th of the year. Lefty masher Rob Refsnyder, I mean, he's been going off as well. He laced a double to left. Westbrook, he scores easy. Jaron, he can fly with the best of them. He scores all the way from first base. Rob Refsnyder, by the way, is hitting .301 with the 133 OPS plus. Tyler, he got greedy. I want you guys to guess the distance. You got a number in mind? Did you guess 465 feet? If you did, no lies. Let me know in the comments if you actually got that right. By the way, he's got 20 home runs and 38 RBIs, so he's on pace for 37 home runs, 70 RBIs, which is crazy. No, please, Devers, be all right. What is going on with guys getting hurt lately? His left shoulder kind of gave out on a dive at third base. Now, he stayed in the game, and I think that he's going to be okay because he just started a double play in the 7th inning, and Cooper Criswell just went 7 shutout. Jake Cave is down swinging. That ends Cooper Criswell's night. So Boston, they win 6-0. They're now 54-46. So because Kansas City lost, they're just 1 game back of the wild card and 6 games back in the East. And they're only 6 games back in the East because Baltimore is 10-10 over their last 20. The Yankees are 4 games under 500 their last 20. Boston, they could be a dangerous team if their pitching holds up. What about Tampa Bay? Drew Rasmussen is tossing 99 in rehab start, so he's about to come back. And did the Rays just end the Jays season? The LOWE brothers put the Tampa Bay Rays up by 3 with Josh Lowe singling in Randy after Randy stole second, and then Brandon Lau had a 2-run home run. Wait, hold up. I guess it wasn't on this swing. I got my timing mixed up. Varsho had another leaping web gem. Okay, here's the ding-dong. Brandon Lau. It's crazy how it's Lowe and Lau. They're both spelt the exact same way, but you pronounce it different. English. Now, Josh Lowe does have a Lowe brother. He's on the Rangers, Nathaniel Lowe. We'll talk about the Rangers in just a moment. Jays fans, I got a question for you. Is it time to trade this kid? I know it stings, even me asking that, but listen, I'm a Guardians fan. Losing Lindor is not fun. Losing Manny Ramirez is not fun, but Vladdy has 4 home runs in his last 5 games. He's a 4-time All-Star. He has almost 150 home runs before turning 26. Don't pull an Angels. Do not lose him for nothing. Justin Turner, he made it seem like the Jays were going to storm back. He's got 6 home runs, but the Jays, they grabbed a 4th run on an Isaac Paredes double play. Pete Fairbanks turned in a perfect 9th inning, and Tampa Bay, they're now 4.5 games back of the wild card. The Jays, they're 10 games back. Oh, whoa, watch your lips, Luis Arraez. Sheesh. Luis Arraez saved his shoulder area with his bat, so it was a foul ball. He's okay. He shakes it off. And he shook things up a few moments later. No way, Luis, he launched his 3rd home run of the season. And then the All-Star starter, Jerkson Profar, he made it back-to-back home runs. So he's up to 15 home runs and 50 RBIs. Jackson Merrill, he made it 3-0 for Randy Vasquez, who, remember, he came on over in the Soto trade. Lane Thomas, I do want to say that he has a 20-game on-base streak after this double. I had to show that. But Randy, he made it 6 scoreless. So King, he goes 6 no-hit frames a few days ago. Randy has a 1.7 ERA over his last 5 starts. That Soto trade is looking pretty good for their pitchers, and good for Juan Yepez. He has a 14-game hit streak to begin his career as a National. San Diego, their bullpen came in huge as Yepez. He ran when a ball was in front of him. That is not smart. Don't do that. Ruiz had a double play, and that basically ended the game. Robert Suarez, he struck out James Wood with 100 paint. Like, that was one of the more perfect pitches I've seen this year. No save because they did get a 4th run, but the Padres, they've won 3 games in a row, and they have a 2.6 ERA as a team the last 15 days. Well, everyone, that does it for today's recap. I appreciate all of the support on these recaps. The shorts are going crazy as well. You guys are proving that the game of baseball, it's just a ride. We are only going up from here. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the web gems.
He hung one. Really coming on. Mason.
Verdugo drops down a bunt, and Quintana's only play will be the first.
Shot to center field. Seri looking and reaching, and
The base is full. Gonzalez taps the ball up the third base line. Contreras gets to it.
fly ball the other way toward the right field line. Josh Lowe on the go. He got it.
That's a fair ball. Rojas, great play.
Nico slips, throws to first, out in front.
Slipping his Horner, but he recovers in time to throw to first to get him.